There is a new threat facing mankind. 3 years ago, I warned you of the elite's plans for the human race between then and the year 2030. I warned you of the financial system being destroyed to make way for a new, all-digital, central bank-based currency system that would mimic China's social credit system. And that the new system would equal the end of personal liberty everywhere. I warned that property ownership would be eliminated entirely, and that we would be forced to rent items rather than purchase them outright. I warned that all people would be forced into more localized energy systems. I warned that we would all be corralled into megacities, where we would live out our entire lives, from birth to death, never leaving those cities. I warned that travel, both air travel and interstate travel by car, would be restricted and ultimately outlawed for the common class citizen. I warned that the meaning of human was about to change dramatically, that we would no longer be born after 2025. Because there would be no more humans that could reproduce without assistance from the system. I also warned that the younger generation would be taken underground in preparation for a cataclysm that would occur after 2030, that no one over 20 would be allowed, that they would live their entire lives underground, the vast majority of that inside of a virtual world. I warned that the human race was having its life expectancy reduced to just 30 years old. That a new era of genetic modification of human beings had begun. And then, slowly but surely, my warnings for which I was mocked began coming to pass. And so I began making videos just like this one. Here we are again. Yet another warning has come to pass. This is how we will be grown instead of born.
This is the artificial womb facility. A place where humans could be grown entirely from scratch. The devices you see here are called growth pods. Each growth pod is designed to replicate the same conditions that exist inside the mother's uterus. Growth pods are designed to host human fetuses until they are fully developed. These artificial wombs are designed to help premature babies to continue developing after their birth.
For comparison, 600,000 people die of cancer each year in the United States. And you see how much attention is going towards a cure for cancer. Not enough. Yet, there is a tremendous amount of attention being paid to premature birth. So much so that they think they've completely solved the problem with just this one solution. Or perhaps the added motivation is because there's an agenda here.
But emerging scientific research is making it possible to use them to create designer humans entirely from scratch.
I would say this comment indicates that that is likely the case.
But emerging scientific research is making it possible to use them to create designer humans entirely from scratch. But emerging scientific research is making it possible to use them to create designer humans entirely from scratch.
Otherwise, we'd be seeing a cure for cancer instead of a way to grow babies from scratch. Without parents at all. And if governments and corporations can just grow their own babies, and those babies are genetically modified organisms, then the obvious conclusion is that governments and corporations will own those children. And you might say, but you can't own a person. And you would be right. Genetically modified people are not yet considered people. But would you say that my warning that what it means to be human was about to change dramatically,
and you find
was off base, or any of my warning for that.
action.
Don't be so quick to dismiss me. I haven't been wrong. What I have to tell you may seem far-fetched, and that's because it is. But that certainly doesn't make it incorrect, and it doesn't make it any less of an issue. One that you will be facing shortly. You have no more time to enjoy the luxury of sitting back on your hands and waiting for someone else to solve this, because it's only accelerating. Understand, it is here. It's not coming. It's here. How much worse will you allow it to get before you admit to yourself the truth, before you recognize your responsibility, and you finally take action?